And that's just us. Looks like.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ancapistani Lounge, webisode number 60. Here to start with, it's just me and Crow. We definitely have quite a bit to talk about. The reason I want to...
Well, Malum just joined.
Oh, hi. Okay, so reason I wanted to bring this topic up again because Heartless Soy Boy, he left a link to a really upsetting article earlier this morning. Ugh. My God. Hold on. I forgot to check my mic.
Check. 1, 2. Check. Testing the mic. Testing the mic. Wait, hold on.
My volume. I don't want it to be too loud for other people. Okay, so go ahead and get into this. Really, the sooner we get into this article, the better.
Checking the mic. Checking the mic. I wonder how many people get that reference. But Frylock!
Okay, all right. On the freethoughtproject.com, cops opened fire on pickup truck full of children, shooting 3 of them, 1 in the head. Children were shot in the head, and a 1-year-old baby was shot in the face as police opened fire on a pickup truck full of kids. Oklahoma City. A rather disturbing scene unfolded in Oklahoma City this weekend as police officers attempting to kill a robbery suspect opened fire on 4 small children, shooting 3 of them, 1 in the head. According to police, they were searching for a robbery suspect when they found William Devon Smith, 21, in his pickup truck with the 4 children. When police made contact with Smith, they began shooting. As they tried to approach the suspect, there was an incident that happened. An officer involved in the shooting took place, said OSBI spokeswoman Jenny Verdon. During the shooting, police apparently didn't care about or didn't see the children in the pickup truck, and so the 3 of them were shot. It's so careless. It's so inhumane. It just pisses me off, and my heart just goes out toward these poor young children who have likely been traumatized and hurt so bad.
The ones that are alive.
Yeah. After shooting the 3 children, police took to press to point out the fact that not all of the children were shot, as one of them luckily came out unscathed. Don't know what these injuries are. Then one child, from what I understand, was not injured, said Verdon. I mean, my children, for crying out loud. 4 innocent... Oh no, Echo.
Did you say you were echoing? Is it coming from me?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, like, in light of this, to me, is one of the big warning labels of stupid actions.
Yeah, I don't have to remind people of a certain OKC event. And I have a feeling that's going to probably end up happening here very soon, if not in Oklahoma City. Don't actually say the name, either of you. You don't want to get this video censored. So
No.
allude to it, don't actually say it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's getting worse.
Yeah. Gradually so.
Yep, incrementally.
Yeah.
Leave the
So,
gradualism, which is a good thing for us. Remember, incrementalism is a socialist process.
yeah.
Also known as a slow boil.
All right. Continuing on with this article.
Yep.
So the mother said about their 4 children, despite police claiming the children are facing life-threatening injury, Hill explains that a little girl has a bullet lodged in her brain.
Yeah, that's not life threatening.
Yeah.
Lead poisoning right there.
Quote, my 4-year-old daughter was shot in the head, and she has a bullet in her brain, and my 5-year-old has a skull fracture. My 1-year-old baby was gunshot wounds on her face. My 2-year-old wasn't touched with any bullets. Oh my god. Trigger happy bastards. What happens between the contact with him and when the police fired? We're still trying to put that together, spokeswoman said. OSBI is still investigating whether he fired at police and whether he was armed. While police haven't said if Smith opened fire or not, no police officers were shot. Officers who opened fire on the truck are all currently on paid administrative leave.
Paid vacation.
Yeah. Typical bullshit.
Yep.
As Thought Project reported, police officers shooting and even killing children is a tragic occurrence that happens all too often. In December 2017, Free Thought Project reported on the tragic death of a 6-year-old Cameron Prescott, whose life was stolen from him when police opened fire on an unarmed woman suspected of stealing a car. The mother of the little boy who was gunned down by police found out that the cops who killed her son all went back to work. Yeah. And this won't happen under private security.
No. For private security to get away with this would mean the company being wrecked.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate here and add one twist and caveat, and this is also coming from experience when I signed up for the United States Marine Corps. The training you go through is designed to increase aggression, for one. And not only that, it's designed specifically so that when you enter the fight or flight mode, you're basically going straight for the fight. I was put at one point, this one basically punk ass recruit decided to basically he shoved me and screamed in my ear, and I ended up nearly like trying to deck his So he thought he was having, basically the kid was having a power trip. And basically there was just this massive power dump that went through my body, the adrenaline dump. And it was like instinct. And one of the things that they do with training, Crow, you've seen firsthand what it's like to do, what it's like to fight me in a spar. You haven't imagined what it's like when I'm like ready to kill on instinct and I've got full adrenaline pumping through my veins, coupled with anger.
Yeah, chances are I die.
Yeah, you die in a heartbeat, dude. But basically, when you're trained lethally in a situation in which an adrenaline dump occurs, what seems like most people, they think, oh, you're gonna do one, two, or three shots precision. The reality is that take your best distance and your best group. Now double the size of the group and cut your distance in half, and that's realistic, and that's what you're realistically going to be seeing in a combat situation. In other words, it's easy to lay the blame on them, but at the same time, or wait, no, I'm devil's advocate. That's right. It's easy to lay the. Yeah, it's really hard because it's just like, fuck sakes, they could have seen the kids there. They've got training for that too. But anyway, back to the point. So basically, when your life is dependent on it, when you need to make a split decision and it's a life and death, and it's a possible life and death situation with adrenaline full blood running, fight or flight with the aggression instilled in you, basically it means you're more likely to just dump a full magazine. You think you're only firing off a couple of shots, next thing you know, you took a 33 round Glock magazine and emptied half of it.
Yikes.
Most of the time in a fight or flight response, you're looking at the guy. So the guy could be dead on his feet, right? But until he's on the ground, you're just going to keep emptying bullets in him. This is actually very, very common in every form of military and law enforcement operation, where they'll basically find a bad guy that the guy just had an entire magazine dumped into him. And the guy's in the process of switching to a new magazine and getting ready to just dump more ammo into the guy, and then they realize, oh wait, the guy's on the ground and dead. That's a reason. That's actually one of the stronger arguments for a revolver is that very factor alone, because basically you'd empty a 6-round revolver into a person, and then in the process of reloading, it gives you a break to assess the situation. And that's the problem, is that you're operating at a very, very high rate, which is more instinct and training than it is actual logical thought process. So if any training is going to be necessary to stop a lot of this, and this is something where private companies is more likely to engage in, that would have to be taken into consideration into the training, so that basic steps are taken. But still, even then, it's still going to be a very, very difficult process.
Mm-hmm.
When that adrenaline hits you, man, it's like, unless you've experienced it before, there's no words. Like, anybody who's experienced it knows exactly what I'm talking about, but anybody who hasn't experienced it, there's no words for it. I'm sorry, there's just no words for it. It's something that, like, there's no description for it, other than you feel like freaking Superman and you can walk through a wall.
Well,
Combine
I guess
that. What?
I guess I probably. I don't know if I'll be going through that anytime soon. I never was a military person to begin with, but I'm sure that it takes a lot of focus and intensity to go through something like that.
Yeah. Actually, believe it or not, probably because I was a military brat to begin with, but basic was pretty easy for me, up until the point where I got injured because a stupid recruit decided to hop on my back like I was a freaking trampoline. I'm trying not to cuss. Yeah, I'm used to cussing now. But hey, welcome aboard, Koi. So
Yay! Yeah, I got. I didn't get to work.
Was it saying that the call has ended for you already?
No, there's an echoing from someone's end.
It's Malum.
Meow.
Well,
Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah.
try that now. Is that better?
Try it now. Is that better? Yes, it is. No.
Dang it.
Give me a sec. See what I can do. Test.
Hello.
Yeah, it's
Any
still
echo?
echoing.
Crap! There's nothing I can do. I mean, otherwise I can't hear.
Well, then just mute
Yeah, I'm gonna
yourself
see if
when
I can.
someone else
I'm gonna
talks.
mute until I find my headphones.
Good
Okay.
idea. Yeah, F and Wade. That will, the echo's gonna be fixed soon.
Hmm.
And hello to Stasiuk the Fox.
Hmm.
Well, yeah,
Test.
what's... Huh?
Test it.
There we go.
Hello.
Hello.
That's
Yeah.
much better.
And Mag is returned.
Good.
Yay.
Hello.
Yeah, we just
hello.
finished going over the article about the cops shooting those poor 4 children.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Though
Yeah.
I feel bad for them, to be perfectly
It's
honest,
just
I
a
didn't
few
feel
bad
like
eggs, you
hearing it.
guys.
Yeah, a few bad eggs, my eye.
So,
Yeah.
quick little question about the bad eggs comment. If that's a few bad eggs, why don't they get rid of the bad eggs, or are they just allowing it to corrupt the rest of the department?
Yeah.
Because
If
where
they
I
got
live,
rid of every single bad egg, they wouldn't have any cops.
well, we would have much less cops. I'll agree with that. Basically where I live, they actually do like basically the cops here where I live are pretty libertarian. So
You lucky son of a bitch.
yeah, I know, right?
For
Like they
cops,
still
I
have to
mean.
follow. They
Mine are
still
all
follow
cops.
orders, but they still follow orders. But like but it's only with the cases of drugs. So that's about as far as they go. They'll pull you over if you're speeding, but the only reason they'll do that is because like if you go 5 miles over the limit, oh well, who cares? But when you go 10 miles or over, that's when it's like, okay, you're putting other people at risk.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm from Kami, California, so I'm really jelly of you.
I know, right?
Hmm.
I used to live there. I used to live there twice. Once, both in the same place as San Diego. One when I was on the naval base there, and the other one when I was working at or when I was training to become a Marine. Right before I became an ANCAP.
Too.
Yeah. Which base for you, Alameda?
I don't know if I could say it.
All right. I don't even know if you got the joke of
No, I didn't.
if you got the Alameda joke. The Alameda Air Force Base is already closed. It's a common. It was a common testing ground for MythBusters.
Oh. Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
That flew over my head.
Hmm.
Yep, flew over your head, all right.
Just like the jet.
Oh, gosh.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. Anyway, but
I think due
Do-
to...
I'm just gonna state this just because the one thing I wanted to say in terms of like driving and whatnot. Do people in California know how to drive?
no. If you're in Central
Exactly.
California, no.
I am Bay, California. So I'm in the worst freaking spot.
Out of curiosity, what's the likelihood of California splitting up? Because I'm hearing that there's a lot of
I still want
animosity
that to
with
happen.
North and South
I have
Carolina.
no idea if that's going to happen, but I want it.
I know, right? Well, I'm hearing that there's a lot of animosity between the north and south portions of California and the Central California, because North and South California are mainly conservatives, if I remember correctly, but because of the sheer population density of Central California, specifically LA, they're just getting
And
hammered.
San Francisco.
Yep. and San Francisco, and I
I'm
think
sure
San
the
Bernardino.
one stuff hasn't
Yeah.
been helping at all.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
but
I'm
there's
hearing that they're.
also- Yeah, but the thing is that though people want it, I don't see it actually happening. Like,
Mm.
I would love for it to happen, but I don't see it actually happening.
Why don't you push for it?
Because I'd rather get out of the place.
Well, I mean that too, but.
And also, I'll be living on the wrong side.
Yeah. Well,
Even
you'd
if
be
it
living.
passes, I
You'd
would
no.
be
You'd be
living on
living
the
in
wrong
the.
side.
You'd be living in central. You'd be living in Central California, not Northern or Southern.
I am along the coast, so yes, I would be on the wrong side.
Oh, did you hear that? Washington State also turned themselves into a sanctuary state.
I don't know what that means.
You know, sanctuary city, right? Well, they passed a law where illegal immigrants are not allowed to be deported from their state.
Oh my god.
So it's like goodbye, Washington, especially after what happened with Trump saying he's going to bust the illegal immigrants there.
It just my only question is, how can the states do this? Because the thing is that the state laws cannot overpower the federal laws. It's just
Well,
that there's
see,
so much
see,
of it
that's the
happening that we
beautiful.
can't control it.
See, that's the beautiful thing about it. The blue states are actually setting a precedence now. They are setting this and this is actually very, very good for the rest of for libertarians everywhere, and even for right wingers, right wing statists everywhere. Think of it. If the blue states are not required, and blue cities, keep that in mind, blue cities and blue states are not required to follow federal law without any backlash. What's stopping the rest of us?
Let's all just get a high of marijuana then.
Basically, here's the reality of it, though. It means that the states are balkanizing. This is a guaranteed. When the states start disobeying the federal laws and they start, basically the red state, blue state BS. It means that they're getting ready for a civil war. It's basically what happened shortly before war broke out with the North and the South. But this time it'll be right wingers versus left wingers, Democrats versus Republicans.
I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised based on how tensions have been growing.
Yep. Well, that's exactly what I was leading up to, actually. Because of the tensions growing as well. I mean, there's already been a push for sanctuary cities and sanctuary states for the Second Amendment rights. I think Alabama's one of them. I think Missouri. I don't remember which states.
Notable.
Yeah.
Sure. Question.
Anyway, so states are basically saying that they will not. States are basically passing into law that they will not listen to federal government. And basically they're nullifying the power of the ATF within their state. So the blue states are basically becoming more and more totalitarian and self-destructive. In the case of like San Francisco, with feces on the actual feces and needles all over the place. Like there's been an epidemic of hepatitis. There's been an epidemic of hepatitis there.
And I feel bad for my cousins that live there in question. What would?
Yep. And
if there was a civil war going on between the red states and the blue states, what would you do? If there was a civil war going on between, let's say, even family members, if your family members were fighting against each other, like how they did in the past Civil War.
In all honesty, I think I'd move to New Hampshire. The best thing we can do is go to a state which offers basically absolute freedom from the possible tyrannies of both the right wingers and the left wingers.
Yeah, because I don't want to be caught in the battle. Thank you very much.
Yep. And the thing is that with the large libertarian population within the within New Hampshire, because of their Free State Project and the very, very high level of agorist economy, meaning that while everybody else will be suffering from an economic depression, basically the Civil War is going to trigger the economic collapse if the economic collapse doesn't happen first.
So
and
is the United States going to die, and we're going to split up into 3 states or something?
we're gonna see massive splits. But the problem is you're going to see cities they're going to run out of food and water quickly, and they're going to spread out, and those numbers are going to spread out to the countries. So that means all of central, they're going to basically prepare to get ate, not in the good happy way. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if cannibalization occurs.
Yeah, let's just say another reason I want to get out of California is just the fact that I don't want to be slaughtered because I'm tiny and small. And
That's
I
another
don't
fact.
support you.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. When things break down, let me put it this way. This is so Crow and I are obvious. If it isn't already known to your viewers already, Marianne, Crow and I are basically preppers. We live and breathe this kind of crap. And one of the things that's going to happen is at first, when everything breaks down, people are going to party. You're going to see riots occur, and it's going to look like the riots that Antifa had. All right. But it's going to be the party type, not necessarily we're angry type. I mean, it's going to be a mix of the stuff. People are going to do it. In other words, it's going to be a clown world. Once that happens, that's when tribal.
As if it wasn't a clown world already.
I know, right? Oh no! Okay, so no. Right now it's clown world. Tomorrow it'll be Joker world.
Oh,
Why
no.
so serious?
No.
Oh my god, yeah.
Anyway, continuing on. So basically, after about 3 weeks in, that's when resentment sets in, and that's when resentment and desperation sets in. After and when that happens, that's when you're going to start seeing people working together in tribes. Tribalism will occur. That means that blacks with blacks, whites with whites, and then you're going to have further subdivisions, and that's going to be in the case of and that's going to basically be in the case of like Crips and Bloods, or Crips versus Bloods, and other than the Aryan Brotherhood, which is just a gang, financial operation gang. I don't know of any real gangs other than possibly Hell's Angels. Oh man, that's pathetic. So basically, people are going to stick with their own, and then you're going to end up having tribal warfare or gang warfare become a primary reality. That's why probably the best thing we can do is for us libertarians and ANCAPs is find a way into a location where there's a dominant number of us. And right now, there's only one state that I know of, and that's New Hampshire. And I think you said you already talked about that a couple weeks back. So I'll hand over the mic.
All right. Let's go back to private security.
Welcome back.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's my expertise. Because I actually have experienced being part of a security team.
Mm-hmm. So,
What did you do?
I was an unarmed officer. I started out by patrolling over in Salt Lake City area, and then patrolled the mall once over in Anchorage.
Nice.
It's a dangerous job, yo. You don't understand just how crazy those kids get whenever they see the ice cream man.
Well, it be true, especially over in Salt Lake. There was a lot of crazies there. Well, to be honest,
When I went there, I didn't
I
see
went
that
into
guy.
the high. I definitely went into the high crime areas.
Oh, yeah.
Was where most-
I was in the army base there. I don't know if it's still there, but when I went to Salt Lake, I mostly just stayed at the army base with my dad.
Probably best, because if you went into downtown Salt Lake, you'd find all sorts of crazy people.
You find all sorts of crazy people everywhere.
Careful,
But they tend. That's the
they
thing,
be
though.
crazy.
Yeah, the cities like to attract the crazies, it seems.
You just explained California in a nutshell.
Mhm. And Utah is starting to look more like California, especially.
And that's actually where demographic shifts come in. Ironically, Houston and Dallas never used to be as problematic as they are now. With all the basically a lot of cop tragedies have been popping out of Houston and Dallas a heck of a lot lately. And a
I
great
wouldn't be
deal of that, I
surprised
think,
they have that
a
in
great deal
Utah
of that, I think, is because of a rise of people emigrating from California straight into Dallas and Houston, and basically through the use of immigration, demographic shifts, in other words, or in this case,
I'm sorry, we're
politically
spreading our
oriented
virus.
demographic shift. They're
I'm sorry,
turning.
we're spreading our viruses.
It's all right. The entirety of the U.S. is going to go under. That's why I want out.
Mm-hmm. Ideally, I would like to be seasteading, getting off this rock.
Likewise.
You want to be able to, you want to be on the open water?
Why not?
That's safer than land right now.
Well, much safer than this land.
Yeah.
The problem is that when you leave the United States, even though eventually they're probably going to use it on us, right now, once you leave the U.S., you can be drone striked.
Ew.
Mm-hmm.
Not fun.
No, that was mean.
You know, that happened. Seriously, that's happened quite often. One guy, he decided to, a journalist started covering, he went in, infiltrated Al Qaeda, and he even let the country know. And basically because they kept trying to drone strike him numerous freaking times, and they missed him. Like basically, they missed him 3 times, and he realized, oh shit, my own government is coming after me. And he took the government to court, and he basically became a terrorist because we're trying to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you create your own terrorists. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Is Mag's connection bad or something?
Must be.
I guess. Yeah, so Evan Wade, he is quite active in the chat. He has said quite a bit. Recently, he said he loves New Hampshire and that Asheville has its share. And I asked, where is Asheville? He says, North Carolina.
Hey, dude, can you somehow get in touch with either Marianne Crow, Koi Monster, or myself? We'd like to be able to ask you questions about that, especially New Hampshire.
Okay. Was there something that you wanted to say, Koi Monster?
She's secretly a fishy.
My artist fishy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And YouTubing Jaguar, he arrived earlier. Yay, welcome back. And someone else who haven't seen in the chat for quite a while is right-wing BDSM guy.
My kind of dude. Fist bump, though. Fist bump
I
for
know
you.
he did like a collab with Listen to Reason.
So, out of curiosity, are you a top or a bottom? Do you like to hold the whip or get hit by it?
Oh god. He says top.
You and I both, bro.
Hmm.
Don't worry about Crow. He's the kind of guy that likes to have the dog collar. You can walk him around like your little pet. Who's a good boy?
No.
You're a good boy. You know it.
Oh gosh.
No, man, no.
Oh, that was fun.
And right-wing BDSM guy says rope top actually not too big on the impact play. He likes Japanese style bondage.
Ah, Shibari. Hell yeah.
Evan Wade, he says New Hampshire is just a beautiful part of the country.
So I've heard.
In parentheses, WNC is pretty nice too.
Yeah, see if you can join Marianne. Is it all right if he joins your Discord?
Evan Wade, do you have Discord?
Otherwise, search us out on Twitter and we'll see if we can find another way to get a hold. Yeah, just do a private chat on Twitter and we'll see if there's a way to get a hold of you on another platform. Not much of a Twitter fan, I'll admit that.
I'm semi-active on Twitter.
I honestly, I'm more active than I should be.
I'm probably most active on either YouTube, mainly watching videos and doing research, or I'm basically on Hangouts.
I spend most of my time on Discord.
I do frequent Discord from time to time, but that's about it. And it's gonna suck once I have. I mean, I don't know. I want the job back so bad, but I'm gonna miss all the free time. Oh, I can't wait for that car to come in. I want my job back.
So I let Evan know that the Discord app is free and he can get it on his phone or on his computer or both.
Yep.
With me, I have both. I had to get Discord on my phone because there was that time in which my laptop needed a new hard drive.
Mm.
And I still have it on my phone. It's nice.
Yep. And if you get onto, if you're able to meet us on Discord, Marianne, if you want to send the invite link onto, well, you know how to do that. Never mind. I don't need to say that.
Yeah. Yeah, after I add him as a buddy on Discord.
Yep.
Yeah, I will invite him to my server.
Yep.
All right. Evan Wade, he says he doesn't have it. He'll get it at some point. All right.
Nice. Definitely got some questions for you, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of ANCAPs and aka voluntarists on my server.
And that's actually a good thing. If we can get more people over, especially if we can get Disenthrall in his group over there.
Well, Patrick, he's already over in my server.
Wait, he already transferred? Oh, nice.
Attack Helicopter Cat invited him a while ago.
Nice. I thought they were still living in Texas. Either way,
Patrick has Discord, and he's on my server.
Nice.
That's what I meant to say.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about Disenthrall being over in New Hampshire.
Not that I've heard, not yet.
Yeah, if we can get him too, because unfortunately, I think they're outnumbered. Basically, the best thing we can do defensively and economically is try and concentrate our numbers at the moment, and that would also help us create a very, very large agrarist economy. And then we can basically spread from there. The key thing is that if we can have a culture. See, where I live, we have there's something. We have flea markets, farmer markets, craft markets, stuff of that nature. But it's basically just all it is a market thing. So we have kind of a gray market area going on, a small agrarist community, but it's not, and it's part of the culture. So if we can basically make this as part of the culture, and then basically as we spread out, we can increase the number of the of markets, I mean, right there, it's easy. There's there's not a whole lot of legislation or enforcement on the matter. So, flea markets, I think, are the craft markets, flea markets, and farmer markets are the best way to go. But we want to make sure that we have a stable economy too. So that's why we need numbers. Anyway, I've been talking too much.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
All right. Okay. So what else has been on our minds lately that can be discussed?
I'm checking to see what the oh crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just read that. Let's see that we just did that.
Hmm.
Oh crap! I don't want to do that.
I was thinking of starting part 6 of Fifth Wave for next week, since it was like a more serious
All right.
issue and stuff. I just don't think I could mix the two.
Yep.
Um,
We can also discuss the. I brought up the content, the topic of possibly discussing the fall of the state and the actions of its final days.
all right.
You want to discuss that? Let that you can head it off.
Yeah. All right. So I can imagine it would get really, really chaotic, probably more than we could ever imagine. Because there are too many who are so dependent on the state, too many welfare whores, and etc., etc.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it is, and there will come a day in which, there will be shortage of food, and the grocery stores would shut down, and
Well, that's going to happen here really, really soon too.
Well,
If you haven't
yeah.
heard about the Central States.
oh gosh.
Yeah. Some bad flooding in Nebraska.
Yeah,
Resulted in some lot of-
we're going to have a massive meat shortage. So if you like your steak, ladies and gentlemen, start buying up now and freezing it, because that stuff is going to disappear here very shortly.
And also learn how to preserve your meats without refrigeration, because you might lose. There's a possibility you could lose your electricity eventually, sometime in the.
Anyway, we cut you off. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, well, all right, who was talking?
It was you originally, so, and then we cut you off.
Oh, it's fine. I'm usually not very, very talkative on streams. I tend to listen more, and I
Whereas I'm
absorb information that way. So yeah.
Whereas I'm.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I thought you were finished each time. Whereas I'm overly talkative and too fast of a talker.
Hmm.
All right, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to finish my thought here. Yeah, so the grocery stores shutting down and the power shutting down, and there will come a time in which people, if you don't have your own network of people you can trust and have a steady communication with them, and a share of produce and all the necessities that you need, then you're in big trouble. And eventually, people who haven't organized well enough, they're gonna go be looters.
Yep.
And they will not shy away from possibly murdering people for it.
Nope.
Yep. Well, originally what I meant about like the signs of the failure of a state was in terms of its actions before the state finally collapses. The one like some of the things I wanted to discuss involve things such as the state engaging in more wars to hide its economic downfall, the rise of another state to challenge its hegemony. In this case, China. So when you take in other words, we've got a massive debt at like what, $22 trillion, $23 trillion, something like that.
Yep.
We're bordering on 23 trillion.
Yeah. And basically we owe that's how much money the United States owes the rest of the world. We cannot pay that off. No. And we have a Congress that constantly takes more and more and more money, as well as increasing the number of taxes. Like their deficit spending is just unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, and they've done so much wasteful spending.
Yep. And not only that, you also have to take into consideration that when a state is on its final stages, again, like I stated earlier, it starts engaging in a whole bunch of more wars to distract the attention of the failure of the state. Meanwhile, it starts basically outright theft of the nation. We're not talking about general theft of like, oh yeah, we're going to take 2% of your earnings. We're talking about, oh, we're going to take 80% of your earnings. The United States is actually taxed more than France was. That's going through their which is going through its yellow vest movements right now, which has been taxed at 70% tax before they started increasing the before they started doing their fuel tax. And and here's something funny. I think it was high impact Flicks that came up that brought this up. In one of his videos about how the state does not like or the government does not care about the environment. So with regards to the Green New Deal in some areas that have that excess fuel tax to curb global warming because of the excess carbon footprint, well, they're now putting on a massive tax. Like we're talking excessive, unbelievable tax. It's prohibitive. In other words, they're putting on a prohibitive tax onto hybrid cars and electric cars. So if you bought a Tesla, be prepared to get, depending on what state you're in, be prepared to get taxed out of to buying a gas guzzling car, so you can get taxed for gas. In other words, it's actually cheaper to live on gas than it is to be on an electric car.
Prohibitively so.
In other words, it prevents us from being able to make the necessary jump to a cleaner technology, which would quote unquote help the environment. So I mean, you're talking about outright theft left and right. The difference is that the state doesn't say, give me 80% of your paycheck. No, what it does nowadays, is, oh, give me a third of your paycheck now, and then we'll tax the other remaining 50% in various taxes on everything else you purchase. You have transaction taxes, land taxes. There's so many taxes, I'm not even going to go over it.
Yeah, we're taxed. We got like numbers of taxes up the wazoo.
Yep. I mean, in some places like New Jersey, you're getting taxed for rain. They have a rain tax now.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's basically, we're getting taxed so much that that's one of the signs of the downfall of a nation, is when the nation starts taxing its people into oblivion and throwing all these different wars to avoid it in order to gather up resource. I don't remember what it was, but Saudi Arabia has been welcome back. Saudi Arabia has basically they're doing something too. I don't remember what it was, but they're about to fail too. And one of the ways that they're doing things to try and keep people in line with the state and continue to worship the state is they're beheading more people.
Oh gosh.
Like they actually have a call out saying that like they've got a call out saying we need more executioners. They're killing kids there for wrongthink. So, and it's not going to take too long for us to follow suit. But that's basically the key signs of a downfall of the state. Now, I already went through what will happen when the downfall occurs, which is basically you're going to see everybody partying. Like basically everybody's going to party right away. Then you're going to have the party riots, and then you're going to end up having that's when the discontent sets in, and then you're going to start seeing tribalism and gang warfare break out. If you want to head off for the prepper, Crow.
So for the preppers, though, that's usually the time when they will go into the wilderness and try to either bring their families or just themselves to preserve themselves. Many of them will either carry guns or whatever hunting tools they have. Some might have houses.
Sounds like you're talking more about, with the exception of the last comment, sounds more like you're talking about survivalism than prepping. Most people don't have the skill sets to engage in survivalism but they can more people are more interested in either prepping or homesteading than they are survivalism. Keep that in mind. People like us aren't willing to go in that direction too much.
Good point.
So let's focus on prepping, not the
All right.
Remember, take into consideration what most people are going to do. Remember, most of us ANCAPs don't do too much regarding survivalism. So
good point.
So in other words, tell them to stock up on water and stuff like that. All right, gonna mute.
So a lot of preppers will have a lot of canned food. They'll can their own food. So that means a big basement that carries enough food for their survival for just long enough to then be able to prepare themselves to hunt for food outdoors.
Lots and lots and lots of canned food, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will need to learn how to fight because I can't fight to save my life.
Look up in that case, Mag. Look up McMap. It's a Marine Corps martial art. It literally stands for Marine Corps Martial Art Program. It's something that it's
with a gun because I can't. I've never shot a gun in my life.
You're just gonna be. You need. Yeah, it's more than just guns. I've been teaching Crow here how to do it. So.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, plus there is an app for it out there, especially that's on Android.
Unfortunately, you got to pay for it unless they made brought back the freebie. I've been noticing they've been censoring a lot of freebies. So
I wonder why.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Oh, gee, I wonder why. I was lucky enough to find a freebie on the Android and then saved all those images on my phone.
Yep. For basic martial arts, for people, something I would say that people would probably want to learn for basic martial arts regarding a prepping scenario, if you're looking at bugging out, look at things which do quick takedowns that don't necessarily have you hitting the ground. In other words, you don't want to have sacrificial throws and stuff like that. So things of that nature would include Aikido, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, McMap. The whole idea is that you basically want to get the aggressor on the ground as quickly as possible and move on to the next target or get the heck out of the area. If you're dealing with a gang, the whole idea is to down the whole idea of McMap, and in the case of survival, is to neutralize a threat, move on to the next threat as quickly as possible, neutralize that threat, and move on to another one. You want to do this as fast as possible because the idea is that the longer you take on an individual, on any one individual, the more likely you are to get attacked from behind, on the side,
And
or
the
wherever.
more that you will experience battle fatigue.
Yep. And so basically the whole idea is that you don't want to stay in an area and get killed. You want to basically either neutralize the threat by any means necessary and get the heck out of the area as quickly as possible. The best way to do that is either shoot the target, cut the target, or throw the target. You don't want to sit there in a hand-to-hand combat situation. So
Yeah, or I'll legit, and I'm saying this mostly for the memes, or I'll just stay behind with the gun and let my boyfriend fight for me.
in that case, on a two-person thing, shoot the stragglers. Don't shoot the guy he's dealing with. Shoot the people around him. Get them into cover. Yeah, so definitely plan that out. If you're a part of a group, plan it out. That's another thing you can do that I strongly recommend doing is forming a group. If we're gonna, one of the best things we can talk about right now because one of the best things we can probably talk about right now is what kind of firearms you would probably want to carry, and we got to keep this very brief and very short because we don't want to go into what we don't want to get this video blocked. So I'm not going to label the names
either.
Yeah, I'm not going to go over the names, but I'm going to give you the basic, the key tenets of minimalized prepping. Reduce the amount of ammunition types that you need to carry, and make sure that all the platforms that you're going to carry shoot as little of those, as few different calibers as you can. So go for a rifle caliber, a pistol caliber, and a shotgun caliber. That shotgun
possible,
gauge.
Yeah. And if possible, try to find a pistol and a rifle combo that's used the same caliber.
Yep,
and
pistol caliber. Yeah, it's called a pistol caliber carbine. So yeah, definitely the same magazines if at all possible. You want to go for something. The ammunition you want to use is something that everybody else uses. You can look this up yourself. You don't want to go again. We don't want to get this channel, or even this video demonetized or anything.
I'll just playing taken down and reported.
I never monetized my channel to begin with.
Well, you know what I mean, censored.
Yeah.
So basically
taken down. You can't record any more live streams, which freaking sucks.
Yep. And because spears might be something you want to carry, and again, make sure you use use the most popular designs. Either go for hunting or go for military law enforcement style firearms. So basically, whatever people use the most of, that's the one you want to have because you're more likely to find more ammunition if you find another one of those firearms. If you're more likely to find the firearm, that's basic. Let's say you pick up the same firearm again. Well, you've got an entire parts kit now. So,
being a hoarder good in that situation?
That's the reason why why I brought up minimalism. See, in this case, being a hoarder is bad. There's a difference between being having a supply stash or a supply. There's a difference between stocking up and being a hoarder. Being a hoarder means you carry everything that you don't absolutely need to have. In this case, for a firearms hoarder, in terms of a prepper, you would have like 30 different firearms that fire 50 different firearms that fire 30 different calibers, when it'd be cheaper to just have 3 firearms that fire a pistol, or 3 to 4 firearms that fire a pistol caliber, a shotgun gauge, and a rifle caliber ammunition. So not only that, we're talking about you're able to there's also an economy, and this actually happened. This is also explained through economy of scale behind having as much similarity between firearms as well. And that includes basically if every single firearm uses the same parts, then you don't have to buy 10 different parts. You can different parts for 3 different firearms. When you can just buy 10 parts of the same, 10 same parts that can be used on all firearms. So it means a reduction in all that you have to buy, so it's actually cheaper that way. There's only one firearm I know of, or actually 2 firearms I know of that go across that are like that across the board. Again, I can't name them, but they're like basically the go-to firearms in the firearm world. So
I just realized something. If someone wants to censor this thing, we'll just give the excuse that, oh, we're talking about a zombie apocalypse.
a zombie apocalypse, nice. And
Well,
always
it
remember,
applies to a
go
zombie
for a headshot. Always remember, go for a headshot. A cricket bat if you're in England, but remember you got to go to you got to go to a sporting store, and say hi to Sean for me when you if you ever meet him. Beware if it's the 28 days later. Okay, there we're safe.
Stick with Jill Valentine or Chris Redfield or Lynn Kennedy.
Yeah.
Don't kill me, please.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man. But yeah, basically your whole idea is that there's a number one rule in self-defense and basically survival, period, be it prepping and survival. You do not want to get caught up in a firefight. You shoot back just to put them behind cover, and then you skedaddle. You get out of dodge as quickly as you can. You don't stay there in a firefight. If they continue to come after you, that's when you know you've got a distance and you can set up for an ambush. That's when, in that case, you're not actually the aggressor. You're basically doing a preemptive strike because they're already coming after you. They are a known threat, a guaranteed threat. That's the only time you deal with something like that. So definitely look up definitely look up the laws in your area, because even if you're a libertarian, last thing you want to be when the state falls down is in jail or dealing with a law enforcement officer, especially the last part. So
Wouldn't when the state does fall, like how is like the I guess I can say how is the law enforcement going to be? Is it just going to be just straight military? Like is that all it's going to be eventually?
as the state degrades, keep in mind that as the state degrades, and this is historically proven too, even its law enforcers become more militarized. The state becomes more warlike as the state degrades. And we're seeing that here with the United States with the rise of military spending, the increasing numbers of of military actions. You can see that with our military industrial complex.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the cost of like the military, they've always had a high cost though. Like
They always have, but we're spending more. A good example is look at how Obama got named the drone king because he rose the number of drone strikes up so much and killed so many innocent people. Like we're talking about 1,000 times more innocent combatants killed than we have actual terrorists that were killed.
And this guy won the what is it? The
Nobel Peace Prize.
Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah,
Yes,
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of other warmongers got the Peace Prize as well.
Yep. And
In other
that's
words,
why
if I ever earn it.
I'm going to use that to beat the person who gives it to me to death if they give me that thing.
Oh
I'm going to basically, you see this medal has been given to so many other people that have got responsible for the deaths and murders of other people, and then I'm just going to cut their throat with it. As simple as that.
Honestly,
there we go.
To me, that's more of an insult than anything else.
That's exactly what the scenario I've had in my head so many freaking times now.
Yeah,
oh, man.
You originally mentioned buying a black dragon dildo once.
Yeah, and having them sit on it.
Oh yes.
Oh, I'm gonna hit them. I'm gonna beat them to death with a black dragon dildo.
Oh gosh.
Hey, think of it this way: it's a pleasant way to die.
No, a pleasant way to die is during sex.
A heart attack in the middle of it. Boom, priapism.
No, but in all seriousness, the best way to die is during your sleep. Like, if someone poisons me while I'm sleeping, I will not oblige. Like, if that's the way you're gonna kill me, do it while I'm sleeping, please. That's the nicest way to die.
I always thought of you the type that would want to get sewed up into the blankets and then burned alive.
Why would I want to die the worst way possible?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were kinky like that.
Oh gosh.
If you could
Oh,
see
that's
my
just bad.
face right now, I am not kinky, motherfucker.
Nah.
Not that way, at least.
Oh
Oh
god.
come on! Oh come on! I know you talk about death porn all the time with him.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he's
No.
sick like that.
Yeah,
Wait, who are you referring to? I'm very confused.
Americap.
Oh, I'm not with America.
Not
What?
anymore.
Oh snap! My apologies.
And also,
didn't
he's
know
not
that.
into that anyway.
My apologies. I was just teasing. I didn't realize you two were done. Sorry.
Nah, it's fine, but also, he's not into that shit either.
Sure, that's what you tell yourself.
He would have the most thing he would ever have a kink to is doing something with a cross. I would not be surprised.
Ooh.
Be gone, vampire.
I'm going to cure you.
Do you want to see this
If you're
steak?
watching,
Guess
I am
where I'm
very,
gonna.
very sorry.
Guess where this steak is gonna go.
Though I will say, the person I am with is a bit kinky, but not that way. Jesus Christ.
No, okay, Miss Vampire, get on all fours. We're gonna take this werewolf style.
Oh god.
I like that.
Okay, before
we
I go
stop
any further,
praying?
that's yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was just
Yeah.
saying before.
Stop right there.
That's exactly what I was
enough
trying to say.
comments
Let's
on
stop.
Nate's stream. I don't need to hear.
The troll.
Where's my
Alright, let's check on the live chat. Rika, the hopeful volunteerist, she's come back. Yay. She said,
Oh, I just subscribed to her.
yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, she's yet to come on the stream. Come on, girl.
Yeah, please do. There's something I've been wanting to push, mainly so we can try and target the feminazis out there.
We're 50-50 boy and girl right now. I just realized that. What the fuck?
Oh heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Oh
So-
no.
Oh my God.
So okay, I get Mag Crow, you can have Marianne.
Screw
Uh,
you.
all right, okay.
Crows are
If you
already
want to be
dating
alone,
someone,
fine, I'll
so
take both
no.
ladies.
Crow's already with someone, so no, and I'm not with you. I'm taken. Thank you very much.
Hey, I'm taken too. I was just being a smartass.
I
Anyway,
know you are, and I
back
was
to the
trying to
thing with
fix it.
regards to Vita. Back to the thing regarding the hopeful voluntarist.
yeah, so
Let's, if it's possible, oh yeah, go ahead, Marianne. You know what I'm talking about.
yeah, she has said some things in the chat. She says her prepping is learning local wild edibles, and she's armed and knows how to use arms. She'd rather not use them if she can. Just serve up wild edibles soup and help others learn how to identify plants. Save the guns for the hunting game.
Yep, and self-defense.
And self-defense, yep.
I legit thought you said Hunger Games for a minute.
I know, right?
So is it really like that, though? You're saying?
No idea. I hope not. Anyway, Vita, if it's possible, are you willing to
Rika?
work on a
It's Rika.
Rika, yeah. I wonder if I've subscribed to the same person. I recognize the hopeful voluntarist. I just don't remember the name. Either way, so I'll just call you Hope. I hope you don't mind that.
She probably doesn't.
Good.
Hope for the future.
Hope for the future. I know, right? So anyway, Hope. Would you mind being able to work with Marianne and Mag and any other people? I want to at some point. I do want to see like an all-female cast. of basically ANCAPs, and the main reason for this is you've seen what has happened with the third and fourth wave of feminism and
Yeah,
the level of toxicity it has entered.
The only problem with that is if you make something that's just all girls, it's not really oh yay, it's all girls, but is that really the important thing? Is our discussion not the most important thing? Is the gender the thing that's the most important? Or what the fuck we're talking about is important?
It's what you're talking about, but keep in mind that the feminists, if a man's on the thing, you're dealing with mansplaining then.
Blah, blah,
In
blah.
other words, we're talking about targeting the feminists. It's a strategic element, not necessarily a focus purely on gender. The only way you're going to break through to a feminist is if a woman talks to her. The moment a man is there, you see what happens with that.
Yeah. And I
So
don't
it's less about
care about them.
Mm.
I'll still be a part of it, but like I don't care about them at all. They waste my time.
Could say that. I'm just looking at ways to break through to them still. So
Yay. Oh, I just realized something. Hey, you want to act all tough like a bitch? Why don't you come over to us? Because we're learning how to survive.
where's that one
How to
from?
shoot a gun.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Wait, what?
Derp, never mind me.
Okay. I'm saying if they want to act like men, we'll teach them how to be fucking men.
Mhm.
deadlift 250 pounds.
Mm.
Well, I'm over here being a stereotypical girl and loving it.
Mhm.
We need to put you behind that Browning automatic rifle. Teach you how to go from a girl to a woman.
Yes, I will love that. And you guys better film me while I'm doing it. Look, Ma!
You do realize we're going to be standing 20 feet behind you, like, okay, watch when she pulls the trigger. Boom! And then you're going to be like 5 feet away from the initial position, like, what the hell happened?
Considering I'm 4'10" and barely 100 pounds, I'm betting it a lot.
Hey, you're almost the same size as my girlfriend. Holy crap.
Nice. The small girls for the win.
I know, right?
We will survive. We will beat the superior. Our genes will
Mainly.
be the next generation.
And next thing you know, the men are going to be like, hey, what are you looking at? I'm down here.
Oh my god.
My eyes are down here. Dude, there's nobody up there. Look down, you idiot. People these days. Huh.
Marion, do you know the lolly Hitler? Do you know what kind of enemy I'm talking about?
The lolly Hitler?
Yes. This little girl, there's like this little anime, and it's where basically there's this little girl and she's basically Hitler and whatnot, but like it's really good anime and good fighting and whatnot. But there's so many scenes to where that actually happens. Just look up lolly Hitler and you'll find it. Though the name, it's actually a really good anime.
Well, I'll check it out sometime.
Italia! Oh, I didn't say that, did I?
What
I'm
Oh.
going to check out that one too. And the Magnus Bride. I've been hearing plenty of good things about that from Attack
You
Helicopter
mean
Dad.
Ancient Magus Bride, I think you mean?
Yeah, Magus
Oh,
Bride.
oh, that's a really good one. I love that
Mhm.
one.
I
It's a
know.
really good one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just thought of...
Yeah,
Hey,
Helicopter
Meg,
Helicopter
Huh?
Dad keeps recommending that one to me, so keeping that one in mind.
Every time you're saying that, I think you're referring to me because it starts with Meg.
Yeah, Meg, I just thought of a great idea for you. Get a
What?
red hat with white lettering that says MAGA, and then it says underneath, Mag's awesome.
I actually had for April Fools, my name being Make America Great Again. I changed my name to that if anyone remembers that.
No. Oh. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
But
For
it
some
was
reason, I didn't get
Here's the
that.
thing.
Make-
I
it was like Make America Agorist again.
That'd be
Nice.
awesome.
Hmm.
But yes,
Ma!
the one thing I hated my name was
MAGA.
similar to that. And it's not
Wait, I
bad.
think
It's really
Mhm. Oh yeah, there is actually. It was another idea that Malamet came up with as well. The idea of co-opting MAGA, to co-opt MAGA for anarchists, saying instead of MAGA, it could be the ANCAP flag on there and say "Make anarchy great again."
Black and yellow hat, motherfuckers. Oh,
Mhm.
I legit
Mhm.
thought when you were saying MAGA, I thought you were talking about it like gun stuff.
Nope. MAGA as in Mag's awesome, so you can co-opt it. And in our case,
Mhm.
yeah, no cutesy. It's just to troll everybody else. I'm all about that troll.
Mhm.
Anyway,
People are being cute.
and then you have Make Anarchy Great Again in a black and yellow hat.
Yeah, the only problem is that we haven't actually had anarchy yet, so that wouldn't be possible to say the word again.
So let's go
Hmm?
for MAR. Make Anarchy Real.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
Or we
legit.
can do a
so
Mars
close
hat.
to- That's legit. So actually, it's so close to Marion and my name.
Yeah, let's go for Mars. We'll take the Mars like what is it? I cannot remember what company there's a company out there where they have Mars in this like basic squiggly line. Stylistic lettering. I just can't remember who made it. I think it was a video company.
Chocolate company for some reason, like
Yeah.
Mars Bar.
Like the Mars bar.
Yeah, that's all
There
I'm
we
thinking.
go, the Mars bar. Yeah, we'll have Mars, black and yellow, or a black hat with yellow markings. Mars, Make Anarchy Real, and then we'll figure something out for the S.
Successful.
That works. Make Anarchy really successful. I don't know. No, it's
That
not
sounds
as
weird.
awesome.
Nah.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Make America AC. Does anyone get what that means?
No.
Air conditioned.
AC is anarcho-capitalist.
Oh.
Put that
Oh,
into
yes.
the thing that will come up. If you put anarcho-capitalism, AC comes up for a reason.
Mac.
And yes, we need cooler air conditioning. Yes, we want to make America cooler.
Yes.
We need to turn this into the ice age.
Oh, that's gonna happen anyway. Just
Oh, I know that. Oh, and I just can hear people say, "'Cause global warming."
Mhm.
Maybe they should invest in cold fusion then.
Actually, they should invest in capitalism because of the fact that the reason why it's so bad is because the state and corporatism does not care about the environment. But
Yeah.
capitalism and the free market does. So
How
Kind
about,
of have to by economic necessity.
exactly.
what if we did a blue and red cap? What if we did a
No.
blue and
No.
red cap?
No.
No. Think. Listen. Mars. Mars.
Just call
Blue
me
cap.
Mars.
No. Instead of MAGA, it's Mars. It's a blue and red cap. It's a blue cap with red lettering. It has a donkey shape on it. This way, it's something we could
Stop.
probably make money. No, listen, we can make money off of this by selling it to Republicans, and easy money if you ever wanted to try and get
How
your
dare you step
get
on my
other.
feet?
Think
Don't
of it
step
this
on
way: making America really stupid.
It's already like that because of the state, and don't you dare step on my sneak. Don't tread on sneak.
Hmm.
Who said I'm talking about treading on snake? I'm talking about
You're getting rid of a snake and you're turning it into a donkey.
No.
They're
A
turning
blue
the slip
hat,
to an ass.
a black and yellow hat. It is for us. A blue hat with a blue and red hat for the Democrats. Say with Mars meaning standing for making America really stupid.
What about
Basically a troll.
that?
No, it basically Mars in this case is being used as a troll.
Yes,
Yeah.
I get that. Hate life. Hey guys, I gotta go. 2 cents stream.
Okay,
Peace.
later. Have fun.
Anyone want to see 2 Day with 2 cents? He's doing it now, or at least in like 10 minutes. Bye.
All right, have fun.
Take care. Say hi to him.
Yep.
Too late.
Mm.
We got to figure something else out. I mean, just for the shits and giggles of it.
Mm-hmm.
How about Mara? Instead of MAGA, it's Mara. And we have Make America Real Anarchy.
Yes.
Mm. No. I've got a better one. MATA. MATA. Make America truly anarchist.
No, it needs to roll off the tongue.
Fine. Well, that's why co-opting MAGA to make anarchy great again works.
How about GMAJ?
Short for what?
GMAJ. Give me Apple Jacks. No, I'm just screwing around. Shoot. MZRA.
What? MZRA? What?
Make zombies real again.
Oh.
Yeah,
I see zombies. They're all around me, but they don't realize they're zombies. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be real cute.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, if you want to get a very trolly shirt, I'm sorry, Mr. Sheeple. I'm sorry, Mr. Sheep, but every time you talk, all I hear is bah! Go back into your pen and go back to your pen and keep talking your point, your rhetoric or something like that. I don't know.
Eat your GMO corn or whatever.
Yep. Oh no. Make it even simpler. All I ever hear when you talk is bah!
I guess we're running out of topics real fast now.
I think we've already ran out of topics.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just end it then.
How long has this gone on? I mean, I think this is your shortest one yet.
No, there's been shorter ones.
That'll be I've never seen one that's been super short. This will be the first.
Yeah, I guess it's your
for me anyway.
Super short one, yeah.
Yeah, for me.
Oh,
alrighty.
Evan Wade, he came up with something. Make Americanarchy patriotic. ... question mark.
Make American anarchy. So map.
Or better, just MAP for Make America Patriotic. Well, make anarchy patriotic.
There we go. That's perfect right there, Crow. That's perfect. Make anarchy patriotic.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So map. It went from map to map.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
Hmm.
So anyway, if we go for the former, the map, make sure you bring the compass.
Okay. All right. Since we're pretty much out of topics, let's go to the thank yous. Thank you, Crow, Malum, Mag, for joining in on
Bag.
thank you to Evan Wade, Rika Hopeful Voluntarist, Jaguar, Right Wing BDSM,
And
and
don't forget Koi Monster.
Coin Monster was there briefly. Then she got ticked off because we didn't mean to ignore her.
Yeah, I never even heard her. That's the sad part.
Yeah, we gotta do better.
Yeah.
Gotta make it up to her.
Give her her own channel, or give her her own live stream at some point. Just let her talk crap about us.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Oh, good night, everyone.
Bye.